Hey everybody, Dennis here. Hope you're having a good day. 'Tis the season for year-end wrap-ups, and I'm going with some super rip-offy, clickbaity type stuff here. In fact, this is the first annual Denny Awards. That's right, if Emily Hopkins can do it, so can I. This YouTube stuff is just dirty business. Anyway, this show is about my top favorite pedals of 2022. They didn't necessarily come out in 2022, but in 2022, these are my favorite pedals. In other words, these are the ones I use the most and enjoyed quite a bit. I'm talking with my hands too much, I know. If you're new to the channel and this is your first time here, please consider liking and subscribing. Now, these pedals cross various categories, and again, these are just my favorites of 2022. They are in a kind of particular order, like I made a list on my phone here. And just for you, I pulled a couple of them off their boards. Not all of them, because that's a pain in the ass, sorry. So to kick things off, my number 10 pedal is this guy right here. Whoa. This guy right here. This guy right here. That's the Boss Boss EQ 200. Man, do I run a tight ship around here. Anyway, I really love this pedal for its tone shaping abilities and its ability to notch out certain frequencies. It's very flexible and it's got a cool graphic display on it. I also have a Source Audio EQ2, which is also cool, but frankly, I'm really enjoying the EQ 200. It's really flexible and powerful, and it's got that classic Boss EQ sound. I don't know how to describe it. Number 10 on my list is the Mad Professor LoudN'Proud. Now, this pedal is got some stiff competition. It belongs on my dirt board, but it's a great pedal, kind of a sleeper. I think it's actually been discontinued, to be honest, so get them while they're hot. Now watch the reverb prices go up on these guys because of this video. Anyway, this pedal is really cool. It's got a sort of a Marshall, 70s Marshall, like, I think it's like a JMP type sound on this side, and a pretty cool fuzz on this side that you can use independently. Put them together and they sound really great. You can also switch the fuzz to boost if you don't want the fuzz. I think I might have just spit on the camera there. Anyway, I like my gain and I like my fuzz, and this pedal does both, so it's pretty cool. Sticking with fuzz, in the number 8 position, the Denny Award goes to the Function FX Cluster Fuzz Jr. I really love my fuzz, and the Cluster Fuzz just... Fuzz is a very particular effect, and I'm very particular about it. The Cluster Fuzz Jr. is the little brother of the Cluster Fuzz, which has LED, silicone clipping, and some other kind of clipping I'm not sure of. It's also got this fantastic 8-bit to 24-bit switch on it, which gets you more of a gritty distortion type fuzz into sort of a more glitchier, zippery type fuzz. It's an amazing pedal, very versatile for a fuzz pedal. And the next Denny Award goes to this bad boy. Some SCTV 3D effects, free of charge. And if you're old enough to remember SCTV, I salute you. Anyway, this pedal is ridiculous. It can pretty much do anything you want. It's got built-in effects, but you can basically build your own. It's got LFOs, all kinds of oscillators, VCAs. You can basically figure out how to use all the modules in it and create your own types of effects using the interface. What I love about the Zoya 2 is that there's a whole community of users out there that create their own patches and put them online. So even though the learning curve is steep for this one, Empress has great support for it. There's tutorials on how to use it, and if you pull some of those other patches from other users, you can learn how to program your own and set up your own. The sky's the limit with the Zoya, and I really haven't gotten all that deep into it because it's pretty endless. In position number 6, the next Denny Award goes to the 2Notes LeClean dual channel tube preamp. I got that right. So the LeClean is basically 2 types of Fender amps in a box, or 2 types of preamps anyway. You can also stack them together, and there's a feature called Fusion that lets you run them in parallel or in series. So when I need and I want Fender cleans through my wet rig, I plug into that. All of my guitars sound great through it, and again, I think it's a bit of a sleeper pedal. Not a lot of people know about the LeClean. In the number 5 position, the Denny Award goes to the Kingsley Constable. The Kingsley Constable is another preamp type pedal, only it's in the Marshall flavor. It also sits on my wet board. It's basically a 70s Marshall in a box. Only drawback with preamp pedals like the LeClean and the Constable is that it's a good idea just to leave the power unplugged to those pedals, because that just wears out the tubes. There's a safety tip for the day. I plug into the Kingsley Constable whenever I need that jumpered Marshall sound from the 70s. And I should mention that using these preamp pedals, in both cases, they both take pedals really, really well. My next favorite, most used pedal that gets the Denny Award in the number 4 position is this guy right here. This is the Origin Effects Compact Revival Drive Hot Rod Edition. Again, another distortion pedal that had some stiff competition from my all dirt board. But I gotta say, the Origin Effects Revival Drive Compact Hot Rod Edition, that's a mouthful. It just sounds great through almost just about any amp. It is so tweakable and the EQ is so flexible on it. Once you get your head around how the controls work, it's a dream. It was kind of a tie between this pedal and my Chase Bliss Automaton Mark II preamp, which is also amazing, but I kind of like the simplicity of the Revival Drive. It kind of has its own flavor somewhere between a Timmy-ish and a Blues Breaker-ish type tone. Anyway, it sounds amazing, and it's on my little gig board. And the next Denny Award in the number 3 position goes to the TC Electronics Plethora X3. So I'm a big fan of TC Electronics effects in general, and the X3 conveniently has a whole bunch of the modulations, reverbs, echoes, noise gate, all in a little package with three buttons that you can choose from. You can set up little mini boards on it, and it's very flexible. You can just set up, 3 effects with 1 click or 1 step on 2 buttons. You can scroll up and down your boards. So it's perfect for my little board, perfect for my cover gig. It sounds amazing. It's got the tone print feature. It's got a tuner built in it with a nice big display, and you can customize what the hot knobs do pretty easily. So I, for example, have a pedal board with the 3 hot knobs set to the mix of each effect on each board. That way I can tweak them very easily. So we're right at the top of the Denny Awards here. We've got number 2 and number 1 left. Again, these are my favorite pedals, which means they are my most used pedals. And again, this one didn't come out this year and I didn't even get it this year, but I just keep going back and back to it. That pedal is up in the corner here. It's the Eventide H9. I actually have 2 of them. I'm going to be upgrading one to an H90 very soon. I recently started running the H9 in stereo through my wet-dry wet rig. The H9 to me still stands as one of the greatest pedals of all time. Yes, it does have some drawbacks nowadays that the H90 will probably overcome. The app interface to adjust your settings and program patches and set up your pedal is still amazing. And yeah, those algorithms still stand today. They can't be beat. And a little known fact is that the H9 has a tuner built in it too, which I use quite frequently. Alrighty, so now's the moment you've been waiting for. My number 1 favorite pedal of the year. Now I can't say this pedal has been used a lot because I just got it recently. But this pedal does qualify as being released in 2022. And it does qualify as far as blowing my freaking mind. The Denny Award for the number 1 pedal of 2022 goes to the Maris LVX. This is marketed as a modular delay pedal. You can set a whole ton of parameters for your delay settings, and it's got a fantastic interface that makes it easy to use. I've been running it in stereo, and it just, Now it is a new pedal, and I haven't put all that much time into it, but sound-wise and interface-wise, it's incredible. It's got a looper built into it, tap tempo. The presets are mind-blowing. I haven't even gone through all of them yet, and I can't wait to make my own. Of course, MIDI controllable, built in a sturdy housing, with a nice layout of buttons with 3 favorites per switch, and then when you want to switch banks, you can do that through MIDI, or it's just a quick tweak of 1 knob. Really logical layout, and like I said, one of the best user interfaces ever. I never feel like I'm super menu diving, and it just works. So I hope you enjoyed this year-end wrap-up. I know I did. I got some exercise lifting up those pedal boards. So these pedals won by a narrow margin. I have a bunch of other favorites that I use quite a bit. Like some honorable mentions include that Chase Bliss preamp Mark II Automaton, my Origin Effects Cali 76 compressor. I also really fell in love with the Diesel VH42, as well as the Empress Heavy, and the Kingsley Harlot. Anywho's, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you have a safe and prosperous 2023. I look forward to making new music and putting out more content in 2023 with a slightly higher production quality. Yeah, if you're new to the channel and this is your first time here, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and take care of yourself. Take care, folks. Denskill out.